And welcome back. This is Matthew with Technomicon Media, and this is part 2, the research portion of the StarCraft 2 campaign guide. Now for Tier 1 I went with weapon upgrades because I felt that handling units faster increased effective health versus just being able to soak more damage. For Tier 2 I went with orbital depots. Being able to create almost instantaneous supply on demand is very powerful. This becomes incredibly strong on missions where strats require you to reposition your base slightly. For Tier 3 I went with automated refineries. The benefit of starting missions with the effective use of 3 to 6 to even 9 additional SCVs right from the start was too good to pass up. For Tier 4, I went with Science Vessels. The Science Vessel is an incredibly powerful unit that, unlike many other infrastructure units such as medics and SCVs, are not targeted as aggressively in the brutal campaign. And for Tier 5 Protoss research, I went with the Tech Reactor. Being able to produce 2 of any high-end unit was just too powerful to pass up. Moving over to Zerg upgrades, we start at Tier 1 with various bunker upgrades. I opted for the Shrike turret. Starting with that extra little bit of offensive capability on my bunkers was right up my playstyle. For Tier 2 I went with the Perdition turret. Its strong offensive capabilities and the fact that it doesn't take up any supply worked very well on late game harder missions where you easily became supply capped. For Tier 3 Zerg, I went with the Hercules, and specifically for the mission The Mobius Factor on Hard and Brutal, the Hercules outperformed the Medevac in every regard. For Tier 4 I went with Regenerative Biosteel. I felt that coupled with Science Vessels helped tremendously. For the final tier of Zerg research, I went with the Psi Disruptor. The Psi Disruptor for the mission All-In on Hard and Brutal is really required, especially if you're doing the ground version. And this concludes the StarCraft 2 campaign guide. I hope it was helpful. This is Matthew with Technomicon Media. For additional articles and reviews on technology and video game related topics, follow us at technomicon.com. And once again, thank you for viewing.